Okay, just sending the email there. Okay, hold up. Yeah, we're just getting, Peter's asking, is that a main cat? He's just a little hairy. He's a little fluffy, but I do have him on a diet. His little sister is smaller, but I do have him on a diet. It's getting heavy. Trust me, getting heavy. My house is full of hair. It's ridiculous. But yeah, they're brothers. He's the big brother, and the other one is the little sister. And I adopted them together, and I couldn't. I had to take both of them. I couldn't just take one. Um, that's weird. Oh, done. Send it. So, oh, one moment, guys. I'm just getting the invitation here with Nick. Hold up. No, Tom Hanks. Is this the famous actor, Tom Hanks? No, we're working on some stuff here to get Nick in the meeting here. Just having some issues here. Okay, all right. So I just added it. Um, yeah, I mean, this was supposed to be done. I mean, don't blame me. I'm fixing it. Um, all right. I think it was set now, so it should be there. Did we build enough momentum? All right, Amira from Saudi Arabia, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. Um, but yeah, thanks for asking about the cat, Peter. He's doing all right. All right, so I think he should be coming up here any second, guys. And once he's here, again, just let me recap a few things of what we're going to be doing. Obviously, we're going to show you real strategies that we're doing right now in the Inner Circle chat room on how we are navigating the markets. Right, that's very important. You want to see that we're actually walking the walk. We're not just talking the talk. Afterwards, we'll do some macro review, stock analysis, so forth. We'll do that for about an hour here with Nick. After that hour, like I told you guys, I'm going to go over the other program, Chris Capri. He's focusing on bull call spreads. And then Matt Maley, he's focusing on buying calls and puts. So, so yeah, overall, we're going to be here for a while. Okay. So, all right, people, the time is here. Throw a one in the chat if you're ready. Tom Hanks, where you at? David, Leist, are we ready? Guys, can we throw a one in the chat if we are ready and good to go, please? You know the drill. Don't make me do this again, all right? I need to see the ones. Okay, you guys know this is not a drill anymore. Cool. All right, people are ready. They're excited. They running out of their seats right now. Put your sneakers on, people. We got Nick here. Nick, if you're good to go, let me know. Producer,
I'm
tell me you're
always
good.
good to go. Yes, I'm here.
All right, guys. So we have Nick here in the meeting. Uh, like I was telling the people here, first 30 minutes, go ahead and show us some actual strategies that you are using in the Inner Circle chat room, how
Okay.
you're able to navigate the markets. And then in the second 30 minutes of the meeting, just kind of give us a macro, individual stock analysis and so forth.
Sure. So welcome everyone. I see how we have a good group. Love to see that. Pretty violent day in the market. In case you weren't in tune, this is a Fed day. We had we had the attention of a lot of people today. Everybody's focused on what the Fed wants to do. So our mode, the way I like to trade, instead of chasing the every tick, like, oh, are we going up? Are we going down? We do a lot of homework, including Sunday, a couple of hours, and Monday night I do my own, and then I share write-ups daily for the inner circle chat. So whatever you can do to get there, that would be the ideal place to end up. Rodrigo will hook you up with that. Um, Without being prepared, you end up being the traders that Wall Street lives off of. And we don't want that. My mission since 2011, actually before that a little bit, is to get everyone ready that is not on Wall Street to trade like Wall Street people. They do it for a living and they beat most people. That's why Wall Street exists, not to feed us, but to feed off of us. So if we get educated and we get ready and we prepare, we take trades that fit with the mindset of what's going on, we're not going to be food. We will find food. So my goal is to provide setups that anyone can follow with any time frame. If you're looking for a trade setup that is supposed to be boring, you got me. That's what I do. Boring. Boring is beautiful. We do catch a home run here and there, but we don't aim for it. We aim to make consistent money on a consistent, predictable pace. And I believe you win seasons like championships doing that rather than to win one or two races and then crash out of all the other races. So the type of trades I prefer for my own self, 3 to 5 weeks, up to 6 months, maybe even a year out. I sprinkle them. The type of trades. I like to trade reliable companies with predictable financial outcomes. And occasionally we bet big on we bet on a small company that's doing well and underappreciated. Like we were buying Palantir, saying to sell puts in Palantirs to go long and get long Palantir from the single digits. Even after it crashed, it rallied to 30 and then it crashed back to 7 or 8 or 9 and then started creeping back up. Everybody loves it 120. Nobody loves it at 80. Everybody hated it. Anyway, so we try to get ready and get ahead of the game and create consistent income that we don't have to chase. Chasing alpha is awesome, but how about we establish the base before we chase alpha? Chasing alpha is beating the market by a mile. How about we create a consistent income that is better than the market? And then anything above that would be gravy, would be that alpha chase. If I take the screen right now, I'll probably start to talk about how the mindset works. The schedule fits everybody. It's up to you. How active do you want to be? If you're asking my opinion, I would invest in whatever offering Benzinga is giving you here today to where you're in a chat room with me, like the inner circle group. Um, they have access to me any point in time, and they get everything that I produce. So the idea is to get in touch with the person putting out the trades. Now the activity level depends on the person. Let's say I'm a recipient of my own product and I see a trade a day or a trade a week or trade a couple trades a month. I don't have to take all of them. If I see something and I don't like, I skip it. So it depends a lot on you. I do my best in providing ideas that deliver results without much expertise or being super smart at doing options or doing analysis on the chart, as long as I can read the write up and believe in it or not believe in it, even from a top level. So I'm taking the screen and see if I can give you a visual or two that would hammer the point home. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think it's that one.
Yeah,
Let's share.
by the way, Michael, and all the other people, we put all the details of the chat room in the Zoom chat. Make sure you're reading that, all right?
Yeah. So the way I live as far as Wall Street's concerned, I take an approach of it's a top-down approach. You can't do anything without knowing where the world is, and we can all agree. We can all agree that we have iffy market conditions. We have a one-sided affair. So far, it's been a one-sided affair. What you're looking at is the SPX, nothing fancy. That's the index. There's no overnight sessions in this one. It doesn't show the extra peaks because the futures contract is not in there. And it also shows how it is a one-sided affair. So people say, have we hit a bottom? I'm going to ask, the bottom of what? What have you seen that inspires the word bottom? 30 days ago, we were at an all-time high that is maybe 7% away from here. So I think somebody that asked, have we hit a bottom? That is somebody who hasn't been trading a long time. I mean, 5 years is not a long time. 7 years is not a long time. If you haven't lived through the 2008 crisis, for example, you would not call this a bottom. I'm saying that the market has not even started falling. I acknowledge the correction that just happened barely, and we were ready, and we were short, net short, big time. So the last few weeks have been extremely profitable for my group if they've been listening. So the idea is to call this a bottom is misleading. So I need to know what's the world looking like before I decide what I want to do with company A, B, and C. So it's a top-down approach. I do a lot of homework, so you don't have to. So, for example, today we had a great day, but it only erased yesterday. The only real strong day was Friday. Monday was a mistake, continuation of Friday. We reversed it Tuesday. Today we took back Tuesday. And now we go into the rest of the week. Options expiration, probably trillions of dollars, probably $3-4 trillion ready to expire, triple witching, quadruple witching, whatever it is. A lot of stuff is going to happen on Friday. I can tell you that there are a lot of market makers buried in sold puts, so it behooves them to have a spike. This spike bails them out, and everybody gets excited about it. They start loading up on calls, and they get long, and then they maybe flip the scenario back down to a lower low. So we take it one line at a time. Why am I saying all of this? I want to temper the enthusiasm of people who feel like, oh, here we go, we're going to go to an all-time high again. We don't have proof of that. In fact, the next question you should answer, if you can, is have we changed the algo for everybody? So look at the chart you're looking at right now. That's the S&P. Can we get to 5,900 SPX and break through it? Because if we can't, and if for whatever reason we curl back down and come back and lose the lows from last week, that opens the door for another 10% drop, 8 to 12. So we'll see. So why is this important? Let's say you're focused on catching the falling knife and somebody reached out to me on ARM, ARM. Excellent company. Fundamentals like you wouldn't believe, ARM. If I pull it up here and say, ooh, it looks like a bargain. So if you believe in AI, this is the mother of AI, probably. The architecture of ARM is in the cell phones, like the Snapdragon, I believe. Some laptops now have ARM, so it's neither Intel or AMD. It's ARM chips, based chips. So why is it trying to hold support when the market is breaking out? So the trade alert didn't go out on ARM, although I can trade ARM. But if I was already long ARM, I don't want to initiate another trade on ARM yet, okay? So the idea is to know what the world looks like, because what if the S&P has a little bit further to go? The bargain of ARM will become a better bargain, okay? That's just an example. So to give you an idea, I like to trade slowly. So here are trades that are open from this last couple of weeks. They won't come to fruition until later on. I have them scattered from May, from August to December and June. So have you heard of the term spread? Spread your risk? So I take risk and I spread it across time. And I spread it across bearish, bullish. I also spread it across a type of companies. So I'm looking at not all in type, one company type. Most people out there tend to take trades and they focus on tech. They love tech. They take ARM, they take Google, they take NVIDIA, they take AMD, they take this, and they're all the same trade. If one falls apart, they all fall apart. And they take all their trades in April and all their trades in May and all their trades in June. And when they fall apart, they all fall apart. So then you end up with a portfolio that does really, really, really well or just goes to hell. You can't have that and be a repeatable, sustainable process for the long term. Your process needs to be repeatable, dependable, sustainable. You can't be sustainable if you're so bifurcated. So you have to sprinkle. So I sprinkle my risk across time, across type. Some bought this, some sold that, some calls, some puts, shorting the market, going long stocks. Balance your book. Owning the VIX, just buying VIX calls when it was right to buy. Paid 40, 50%, 60, 80% this last couple of weeks. and there was relatively low risk. Like it was no risk to me. In fact, I sold puts and put spreads. I shared those trades. Very simple trades on the VIX. Very simple. If you know how to buy a call, you made 80%, 50 to 80% on those VIX calls, and they were not red at all at any point in time. And those who know a little bit more financed those purchases of calls by selling puts and put spreads in the VIX. So they were free trades and they were protection. If you owned stocks, perfect. You just protected your account for free. Quantum stocks, they came to me and said, hey, can we do this? Can we do that? I said, you can do whatever you want. They're just not for me. I don't believe in it, blah, blah, blah. Within a few days, Mr. Wong from NVIDIA came out and said, maybe not so fast with those quantum stocks. So the trade setups are easy. Like today, I said, all right, GDX, I want to take a bearish bet on the GDX. They said, what do you have against gold? I said, I don't have anything against gold. I'm trading the chart. This chart right here is a bearish chart. Not to get wonky, this red W tells me we might be at 40 in the next couple of months from here to here. It's like, okay, I would like to go short. How can I do it? I don't want to pay any money. So I sent out a trade today in two pieces. I said, this piece here, if you buy this and sell that, would get you short. You would pay this much money. This piece right there, if you sell this and buy that, it was a different trade, would get you cash. If you do both, there'll be no money out of pocket. The trade is free of cash out of pocket. It locks up $1,800 in margin, no cash out of pocket. So if the GDX drops, I make money essentially out of nothing. Whatever money I sell the put spread for, the first piece, is pure profit, as long as GDX doesn't explode higher. So why wouldn't I use the GLD, which is gold? My logic was gold can go wherever it wants. The GDX is tied to the stock market. They are companies that mine for gold. And so if the stock market corrects and gold explodes at higher as a safety trade, the GDX will go with the market. They might go with gold for a little bit, but my experience is that the GDX follows the stocks, which is down. So I figured the GDX was an easier short on gold than gold. And I left room for error. It's a slower trade. It's out in time. It's in two pieces. I can take one piece or the other or both. It doesn't matter. Simple. It could pay me right away or not. The other day we had yesterday Google fell off a cliff for some reason. Whatever happened to Google here yesterday? Everybody's freaking out. I'm bearish on the market. What do? I said, hey, I'll catch this falling knife. And I sent out a trade for December. It's up 40% today, just in one day. Let me see here. 30%. At one point, it was up 40%, 30%. So money out of thin air overnight. And the trade is for December. I chose to keep it open because I have room in my account. I don't have a lot of longs. It's fairly safe. I was like, okay, I'll do Google. The other day, we did the same on Tesla. Remember when Tesla fell off a cliff? I was like, I'm not a fan of EVs. I'll catch the falling knife. It fell 15% in one day based on some stupid rumor of something. I said, all right, I got you. Guess what? I made money for saying to someone out there, hey, I'll buy your stock at 90. It's at $200. Somebody panicked and paid me a bundle of money in order to buy their stock at 90. Those are the easy snoozer companies, trades. You take advantage of other people's panic. They're not prepared. I am. So I'll step up to the plate. When everybody was buying calls, I was like, I got you. What do you want to buy? I showed it the market because I had levels and I had a method. And I shared everything. And the last few weeks, ching, 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 they all played out. Even simpler, Coca-Cola. Have you noticed how Coca-Cola has become a safety trade? Somebody did it. Let me see if I can get you. Somewhere around here, I think the very top. I said, this is BS. The market was having a bad day, bad week, and Coca-Cola was breaking records. I was like, since when? What is this, 1990? 1985? I'm going to short Coke. Very fancy trade. Not fancy. We bought a put, a regular put. You go out, you buy a put. You just click buy it. And then the market did this with Coke. That trade was a massive win. I closed it somewhere in the middle. I didn't write it all the way down. Wouldn't you know it, that recently they come up here, boop, and right there I said, Coca Cola, going back to the prior fail. Why doesn't this person ask that person how it worked out for them when they bought Coca Cola shares? We bought puts. Again, a very similar story. Those puts were up 50% or 40% today, something like that. Okay. So the the idea, take advantage of that offer from Rodrigo. You will be pleasantly surprised. I'm just going to leave it at that. You will have a giant gift if you take that offer and join the inner circle chat from Rodrigo. Huge gift. Trust me on that one. Okay. So the idea is to try to find an opportunity that doesn't take a lot of brains to take. And when you do take a risk, it's a relatively contained amount of risk and under a pretty good thesis. Okay. So we're writing Coke puts. They are up. Those puts are 51%, including today's movements in the market. Not bad, huh? And that's the third set of them. Easy peasy trade, rinse and repeat. So today, Craig, today, I have we have a great group. Today, I was tempted to go out and make it complicated to sell some puts against my puts. That's basically locking some profits. I was like, you know what? No, the win is a win. I'll just stick with what's working. Are all of my trades options or are there stock trades? You know what, Eric? I would love to share some stock trades. If you're in the inner circle, I would love to share some stock trades. In fact, Eric, I did share one. But the platform where I post my trades for Bazinga has not been able to allow me to put stock trades. But since you would be, if you join the Inner Circle chat, we will have a chat room, a static chat room, old school, where we can discuss the trades. I'm all about it. I'll tell you why. Opportunities come up with stocks. Like you see that ARM trade, the ARM chart, that is playable through chart, through stocks. If you're one of those people that wants that, I got you. Because buying calls at all-time high markets could be a killer of portfolios. Buying shares, no, you're buying the fundamentals that's in the company, and the ARM fundamentals are great. What is not so great is having a perfect time. I'll share a chart with you. Beto recently made us $125 out of thin air buying stocks. I said Beto might have a bounce. I want to participate in that bounce. This is the very chart that told me to do it. So last week, I said I'm buying shares and I'm selling covered calls right away. To make it simple, covered calls is collecting some cash to promise somebody you will sell your shares. And I got called away from my shares for profit on Saturday. So on Friday, the stock closed slightly above the calls I sold, which means I paid $17.60 for the shares. I'm going from memory. I sent out a trade and I said, okay, we're going to pay $17.60 to buy shares. And then we collected $25 to sell the call. Okay, so in essence, that's a credit. So in essence, my cost was 17, I'm going to round, let's do easy math, 1740. Okay, it's a little bit less, but let's go with 1740. That was mine. And the call I sold was 18.5. Okay, so I woke up on Monday, no shares, gone. But I got replaced with 18.5. So I paid 1,760. I collected 1,850, and I kept the 25. So I made $110 per 100 shares out of thin air. So basically, buying shares allowed me to sell some covered calls. Unfortunately, I got called away, so I can go buy shares again. They dipped again. Yesterday, it was lower. I could have picked it up yesterday. I got busy. I meant to send out another trade to redo the whole thing. I also didn't want to complicate matters with taxes. I did it inside of an IRA account, so it doesn't matter that much. But that may bring up some issues for the other people. So yes, we do trades that seem complicated, but how easy is it to buy 100 shares and go out and say to the broker, sell me a covered call? So that's what happened. I didn't defend it. I let them take my shares. I made money, no issues. When you purchased the Coke put, did you sell the put at the same time? No, no, no. I did not. I just bought the put. It wasn't that expensive, Bonnie. You can sell a put, of course. You can purchasing a put is allowed by all brokers. That is the simplest thing you can do. In fact, some brokers would not let you do a spread. They let you buy a put, buy a call. The maximum amount of money I could lose if I buy a put is just the money I spend up front. Let me see how much the Coke put was. Okay. It was $238 for me. $235, $230, $240. So if I bought one, my account loses $240. In return, I will get a line item in my positions tab that says Coke put for May. Purchase price 238, current price 360. So $230 debit. If I sell it now, I just go close position, sell 360 per contract. Okay. So pretty sweet deal. What is that? Air math. $240? No, $120. I read the wrong line. $120. If you did 10 times $120, it's very easy. Which ones do I use? It doesn't really matter. I have used Thinkorswim. I've used E-Trade. I've used Tasty Trade. They all have pluses and minuses. If you're active with options, you want to steer away from the traditional ones like Fidelity, although they do offer options, but it's probably better to step away from that into somebody that actually specializes in options. There are many. The broker doesn't really matter as much as the behavior, what you choose to do. Um, let's see. What else? Are all your trades? No, we already talked about it. You can buy calls and puts. You need additional approval. There you go. Craig knows. So when you open an account with the broker, they do allow you to buy calls and puts. You don't need to own shares. If I wanted to trade options, I don't need to own shares. In fact, that's how I get to own shares. For example, if I wanted to buy um, Beto share or Apple, hey, why not go to the king of stock, the former king of stocks? Hold on. If you know me, I don't like Apple very much. If I wanted to buy the shares of Apple, 100, and um, I don't want to fork over $21,000. What I can do is I can say, here's $1,000. Can somebody promise me their shares at a certain price between now and 6 months? That would be me buying a call. I go out and buy a call, and I would say, I'm committing. Here's my $2,000. Please hold those shares at that price for me. In the next 6 months, I might call you on it. That's what it means to buy a call. When I buy a put, I am effectively shorting the stock if I don't own shares. If I own shares, that's how I protect myself. We can have a conversation about what it means to sell a put, and that's really exciting for me. I love, 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 love that. Saeed, could you please shed some light on today's Fed report and market response to it? I couldn't shed light on the Fed's report because I don't listen to those fools. The market's response, I think, is misplaced. I'm trading the levels, not the opinions. The Fed said nothing new today, but the market thinks it heard something new, maybe. The reaction, I'll show you actually.
Yeah, before we get into the macro and a couple other things there, Nick, just want to review a few questions here, and then we can get into that. So, guys, really quick, the lifetime package is not on the checkout. You have to call in. It's not there. The 7-day money back guarantee applies to everything. The schedule of the chat room, it's open 24/7, but you can access Nick and the members there 9 to 5. You will get trades sent to you via push notification, 3-week holding periods, and also you can build trades with the members and Nick in the Inner Circle chat room. Next question here that I have, the Benzinga Pro is only included in the lifetime. It's not included in the 1 or 2 year deal. And the announcement that I had to make here is that the 1782 is for 1 year, but the people that do sign up before midnight, you will get an additional year. So it will be 1782 for 2 years instead of one. Just make sure you call in at the number we're putting on the Zoom chat. And then we can hit the macro and anything else now.
So again, I'm going to encourage you to choose the inner circle. Trust me. Trust me. You have 7 days. Call me a liar if it's not the best deal. Trust me. Huge surprise. Okay. Okay. Speaking of the answer to the question that Saeed had. So Saeed's asking, can I shed some light? I can shed this light, Saeed. This box that you see in blue and highlighted yellow inside, that was the initial knee-jerk reaction of the Fed announcement. They hated it. They went down to a line that has been in place since a few days ago. And to the penny, they bounced off of it. They decided to stay in it, and then they took off. So that makes a base for the next couple of days. At any point in time in the next couple of days, if we lose that line, the bulls lost a big edge. They made such a big deal about it, 562. Huge deal, right? Now they have to protect it like their life depended on it. And another thing, before the market started, I already had laid out the levels of resistance that we had. I cannot believe they went to 570 today. Well, I kind of tracked it in the middle of the day, talking to a few friends, but we had laid out the resistances by ticker, like the SPY, the QQQ, and the IWM, where I already had an idea of what levels to look for. And I'm looking at the QQQ over here to see how it hit the levels I mentioned. The QQQ this morning today at the highs, the QQQ, which is the NASDAQ, was pennies away from the failure 2 days ago. Yesterday was red. The day before it was green, right? We closed very strong that day, up 1% and change. Well, the QQQ on that high was 485.84. Today's high is just below it. So now we're looking 41 cents away. We're looking at that line for tomorrow. If at any point in time we take it out tomorrow, it might become a little catalyst higher. So I'm going to answer you, Saeed. Who cares what the opinion is? The Fed cannot change the game. We have inflation. They cannot cut rates. He says 2 cuts. I challenge him. If he cuts rates, he belongs in jail. And we don't have metrics that scare everybody. We don't have metrics that are deteriorating. The GDP is still, quote, positive. I don't believe it, but that's what the government is reporting. Unemployment is full employment. 4.5%, 5% unemployment is full employment. I went to MBA school. I know what that means. Full employment. There's no employment problem. That's what they're reporting. I don't trust it, but that's what they're reporting. So what are you doing the rate cuts for? Who are you doing the rate cuts for? Here's what's going on. He's cutting rates. The market is saying, nope, we're not cutting rates. I'll tell you why. So he started cutting rates last year. Since he cut rates, mortgage rates went up. That means the banks took the haircut from the rates and never passed it along to us. They pocketed them themselves. You want to do something? Short the banks. They're evil people because they're taking the advantage that Powell is creating to spruce up the economy, and they're pocketing the money. It's not cheaper to buy a car. It's more expensive to buy a house, and the banks are making the difference even bigger and bigger and bigger. They grew their margin at our expense and Powell's actions. Somebody should investigate that. So he's not going to cut rates. He says too, I challenge him. If he cuts rates, it means the GDP went negative in a bad way and unemployment spiked to sky high numbers, and the market will fall apart. As it is right now, your mortgage is as high, your house is as expensive as it's been, your car as expensive as it's been, milk, eggs, cheese as expensive as it's been. The stock market is at all-time highs within 7% and 20 days, 20, 30 days of an all-time high. Businesses, all-time high records, Google, Apple, NVIDIA, record sales, record profits. What are we saving? What's the rate cut for? You see what I mean? There's a disconnect. Main Street America is not Wall Street. There's a disconnect there. Asset owners are benefiting. So, I reserve the right to interpret. I think the market is making a mistake. Oh, and by the way, let me check something. Okay, so the bond market was green today. The stock market was green today. They both interpreted rate cuts. If the bond market is up, that means rates are down, rate cut. The dollar was up. That's not rate cut. That's rate hike. If a government says, I'm cutting rates, their currency drops. Today, the dollar was up. So either the stock market and the bond market are wrong or currency traders are wrong. We'll see who's right in the end. I don't like the price action today at all. What did we do? We shorted the spike. It was a little hairy at the end of the day, but we won with that. I would short the spike. I did say I would, but I also noted I needed resistance levels. I have them. I need to do homework tonight and tomorrow. I will have a note for you guys when you log in. I might have it. There. When you join and you log in tomorrow, you will have a note from me that will have my statement, the general statement. I will have my strategy and my charts all in one place. Trust me when I tell you, you will not fly blind from here on out. All you need to do is give me just 5 minutes a day in the morning in order to listen and read my message, so you would be ready with your actions. You have a question on the chart, I'll do your homework for you on Sunday. 2 hours, maybe more, 3 hours sometimes. 150 tickers, we run through them. I will record them and share them for you. Sunday night, I'll give you a strategy video for the whole week. You should ask people what the last 2 weeks before that, how important those were. Kept us out of trouble, kept us profitable when everybody else was freaking the fudge out. We know what we're doing. All you need to do is take the initiative and join the team. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. And if you do regret it, Rodrigo's giving you a 7-day out. It's a no-brainer. Listen to this. If I give you a trade right now, a pretty solid trade, you don't know me. I give you a trade that costs $2,000 and I'll tell you this could benefit you for a long time. You would take it with no hesitation. But Rodrigo's asking you to put $1,800 and invest in your brains for knowledge you would use for the rest of your life. Now you have to justify it 6 ways until Sunday. You're here because you have symptoms of deficiency in your system. No insult. That's why we're here. We seek to improve. We listen to other people who seem to be profitable and successful in what they do. I'm telling you, here's a 7-day trip to see what I have to offer, our group, and to see if we're full of crap or not. What Rodrigo didn't tell you, I've been with Benzinga since 2011. If I've been peddling hot air, I'd be off the air by now, right? I mean, how smart am I to peddle smoke and mirrors for more than a decade? Nobody's that smart. It's the real deal. We offer a good faith effort. We put a good faith effort through. The winning trade rate is about 90%. 90% of the trades, 88 to 92% win over time, and that's over decades. The trick is not to put yourself in a place where one trade or two, the 1 out of 10, to set you back a lot. So a lot comes into risk management. How red do you allow your trades to go before you act? And you can control that by staying away from very short-term trades, unless you're good at what you're doing, leaving room for error. Don't put your back against the wall, as they say. The inner circle is the only one I would think would make sense to you. If you are committed to becoming a good, successful trader with a system that you can repeat over and again, a predictable, repeatable, successful system, you need help. That's why you're here. If you don't join, it's going to hurt you more than me. That's why we make joining so easy. Break it down by day or by week. It's not that much money. And it's brain matter. It grows your knowledge base. And guess what? It is repeatable. You can come in and say, oh, I can do this. I can do it on my own. You could, but you need to spend some time to learn it. And then fine, fly free. I bet you will stay. We don't have high churn. People that are active with us will stay because they see the value. Your morning comments, are they on the general chat? No, it's on the chat. You don't need the pro for me. The pro is good for a resource. It's an amazing resource. I use it. But the chat is something that looks like this, what you have in front of me. You have direct message to me, and you have a live chat conversation. So you have a question, you ask it in here. You have a comment, you ask it in here. I had a trade idea, I posted in there. So you get everything firsthand in the chat room. It's a static old school chat room where you don't want to go there but once a day, you go there once a day. You want to have coffee in the morning and make it a routine, go ahead. I post my write-ups before sunup in my area. I live in California, so before the market opens by about an hour or two, you will have that in hand. The problem that our broker isn't offering a spread deal where you can only buy puts and calls. That works, Amira. It works. It makes life a lot harder because when you only buy a put or buy a call, it's hard to hedge your bet, right? So we better be bulletproof with that. There are other brokers, and applying to other brokers, unless you are restricted in your country, is fairly easy. I can help you pick a broker that would approve you for a whole bunch of stuff. Amira, don't let that stand in the way. How many trades do I offer per week? That's why I was pushing you to the inner circle. Usually 3, but it's probably 5. And I'm telling you, there's a surprise in there that could be unlimited. So you just have to interact with me. Join the inner circle. There's giant surprise. Trust me on that one. I'm very new to trading. Perfect, Daniel. You need somebody that is not very new to trading. You can ask, oh, by the way, we have static, we have evergreen videos. So you're new to trading. I will send you to a tab, which I can't see right now because of this bar. One of these video library. So the video library, getting started. Here's a page where I have static evergreen videos. So the evergreen videos will walk you through what's an option, what's a call option, what's a put option, what is a spread, what is a credit spread, what is an iron condor, and then that spurs the conversation. Then you come in here and you say, hey, I just watched your video about what's a call option. I do have a question about this. The inner circle is this, what you're seeing in here. It's you, if you sign up, let me see, let me scroll up. I'm pretty sure he's offering that. Yeah, it says options inner circle chat room checkout. That's what the link says. So if you follow that, that should land you in my inner circle. Write-ups every day. Sunday get together, homework. We do that live, by the way. If you can attend, great. If not, we record them. You watch them at your leisure. 3 different videos, alphabetically ordered, nice and neat. You go straight to the tickers you requested. On Fridays, I ask you to give me the tickers, and I will do your homework. And you can say, there's a notes section. You say, here, this is ticker so-and-so. I'm in it this way. I'm stuck in this. What can I do? I have an LMT, credit put spread. I'm underwater. What can I do? I sold a TTT put. What can I do? I'm underwater. So we discuss the good and the bad. Even if it's not my trade, if you have it or you have a question, let's say you hear about a trade somewhere else and you say, Nick, what do you think of this setup? I'll give you my opinion. Or you come to me and say, Nick, today, somebody said, I have a call and no, I have a put on the market. I forgot what line 550 or 555, 555 SPY put for Friday. And they said, what are the odds? So I went to the options chain. I told them exactly what the odds were, and it's a number. I can help you find it. I said, the odds are like 15% that price will be there. So I said, do you have more than one put? They said, yes. I said, okay, fine. So sell that position, win or lose, take it off and put it somewhere else. Same amount of money. So we came up with an alternate strategy. It turns out that they were winning because they had listened to me to say buy a put or sell or short the market. Today's spike. So they replaced their potentially losing trade with a same amount of money. They didn't risk any more money. They changed it and put it somewhere else, chose a little bit more time, a little bit better distance from current price. So they would have the same amount of money, but now their odds of success are mathematically more than double what they were before. So little nuances like that. 2 or 3 things like that a month, a year, a month would make the payment for the whole year for whatever you invest in it. Not to mention the knowledge you acquire. The knowledge is the same. The answer is repeatable. I repeat myself 1,000 times a day. I'm available all day. I'm trading all day. I'm chatting with traders all day. I'm telling you, inner circle, it's a no-brainer. No-brainer. The deal that they're offering you, I couldn't dream about it for myself back then. Nothing existed back then like this when I was doing this, trying to learn this. Nothing like this existed. By the way, my background is not Wall Street. I'm an engineer with a degree in finance and a minor in math. So I'm a regular person, but I was lucky enough to have a good discipline to deep dive in one topic after another. So I loved options. I dove deep into those and came out swimming beautifully. And charts, which is my expertise. I put my skills in charting against anyone out there. We rarely make an easy mistake. Rarely. We lose every once in a while, but it's because something outrageous happened, and we can dance out of it every once in a while when we do lose. So the method is what's important. You can't wing it. If you don't have a method, you're winging it. You're going to be winning only by chance. If you're trading against us, you're going to be on the losing end more often than not. Don't trade alone. We
Yeah,
have
the
a
other
group.
thing,
The group is amazing. Rodrigo is going to put you in the right spot. And if you were to ask me, it is a no brainer to choose the inner circle. You will be pleasantly surprised beyond your wildest imagination. And if it's not the case, cancel the next day. I'm telling you, reach out to me in the chat room and you will know why. Yes, Rodrigo.
yeah, the thing is that also it's not just helping them make money with trades, but more importantly, helping them not lose money with silly trades and making sure they have the skill sets. Like even if you don't have to aspire to become a full-time trader, you don't have to quit your job. You don't need a massive account to make any. Oh, there go the people calling. Guys, just call after the meeting if possible. But you don't need a massive account and you don't need to quit your job. These trades are sent to your phone directly. So now,
Yeah.
if you want that extra layer of support, you have the chat room and the educational videos.
Yeah. So he mentioned something important. Bonnie, I'll get you in a minute. He mentioned something important. He said, um, avoid the mistake, right? I mentioned it in passing. I bet you most of you here say, oh, my year last year was great, except for, and you could identify one or two that set you back really badly. Or during the pandemic in 2022, man, I was doing great until I started averaging down in Bed Bath and Beyond, gone, right? These are real stories that I've heard from you guys. Now, Bonnie's asking, are the trades recorded? They are. They're in print inside my chat room, and they're in a table summarized most often on the tables of Benzinga. They're also sent out via email, I believe. And however you set up your request to receive or not to receive alerts from Benzinga, that you're in control of that. What is my opinion about AI in trading? AI as in the company, C3 AI, or AI in trading using artificial intelligence to trade? AI in trading is a very broad term. I use it all the time, and I don't use it at all. Like, I believe human intelligence is way, way, way superior to AI. I pay for several models of AI, and they all suck at giving you reliable information. They do great, they help out, but reliable, no. You cannot build a bridge based on what they tell you. They do help you build the bridge, but they're not reliable yet. I don't rely on AI to trade. I have AI in my trading research, but not to trade. Some people claim AI trading. Beware of what they actually are offering you. Hopefully, I answered the question. As far as C3 AI, if the stock you're asking about, that's not my favorite. That guy, Siebel, sold the company back in the day, was successful because of it. He sold it to Cisco or Oracle, I can't remember. His prior employer, Siebel System was the company. I think he's trying to do the same here. So C3, if I do AI, and you say this is a company that has AI in the name, and why aren't sales growing at a faster rate than this? For crying out loud, that's Coca-Cola is growing faster than this. So that's why I don't like it. If this may not be the exact thing for me, who would I contact to see what other options there are might be out there? If I can't float your boat, Eric, I doubt anybody can, but you're welcome to try. Rodrigo would be your guy. If you join this group and it's not for you, you're welcome to try another group, but you would talk to Rodrigo. I would be shocked, Eric. I would be shocked. I'm telling you, you're not going to believe what you see in there. I'm not blowing smoke. You will see once you join. SMCI. I discussed it today. Somebody asked me about it. So here's my take on SMCI. It has too many questions that are relating to whether it's cheating or not. Um, Too volatile for me. It doesn't fit my own personality, but I do trade it well for other people. We've gone long on a couple of dips. I think this one we went long on and made money and several times before. On paper, I like being long. If the market's higher, it's going to be higher. I can't say the reverse though. If, like, for example, the market can rally, if this one turns out to be cheating, it's not going to rally, right? So going long SMCI may make you a lot of money, but you are open to headline risk. If you can tolerate headline risk and you're in it for the long term, go for it. I prefer being closer to NVIDIA than to SMCI. It seems like it depends on everybody else to make money. I want to be at the source. Palantir, I told you we liked it. I was long selling $9 puts. Nobody wanted the Palantir. Selling a put is bullish. Um, I got out in the 30s, maybe high 20s. I can't remember exactly. And I don't like it at 112. It is 120, 110 times sales. It's still too expensive. I think I will get an entry in the 50s on Palantir. And I don't have to wait for it until it falls into the 50s. I think I can sell $30 to $50 puts all day long. LUV going to X2 long. I don't know what X2 is. I don't like LUV because they just hiked the price on their users, right? They no longer give you free bags. Airlines are the worst businesses ever. And why is this business mired down here when UAL hit records this year? If I'm doing an airline, I'm not doing LUV. By the way, I shorted UAL several times. One time it didn't work, and the other times it worked. It's just stupid industry. They cannot do things right regardless. So LUV was not for me. SMCI, Palantir, LUV. I don't understand what X2 is, Angel. Thank you for the kind words. Which sector and some fundamental strong companies do you count on to ride this volatility? Well, I I go long good companies that fall into support. Google fell, no brainer. Get me long. Okay. Oh, double. Okay. A double to what? It's still mired down below. RGTI is a bank, right? No, I'm short banks. I would short rallies in banks. APP, I tried shorting it twice, lost money. Too violent for me. I do like its P&L. APP is Aplovin. If you look at the P&L, go, wow, that's pretty good. But what's not good is, let's see here. A year ago, it was $80. Why is it $300, $400, $480? Nobody can tell me why. Oh, look at it. P&L is great. Yeah, but it's been great. Why suddenly now? Why did they just now realize that it's worth $500, not $40? When Wall Street itself cannot price a stock this big, I'm out. Own it for the long term if you're a believer. Don't go all in. If you own some, don't add until it goes down to 120 or 100 if it does. If it doesn't, you're long already. When the market crashes, stocks like this will go off the radar. They will no longer be in demand. And when there's no demand on the stock price drops. The letter X is a headline stock. I wouldn't touch it. Buyout, no buyout. Every time it spikes on the buyout, fade it. Nobody's going to buy X out. There is no way the United States is going to let a company called U.S. Steel be bought out by a Japanese company or any other country. There is no way on earth this would happen. U.S. Steel stays U.S. There is no way the buyout happens. Qubits, not for me, Samira. Not for me. I called anyway. This is an investment for the long term. The chart not going to help you. Do your homework on the company. When they start making money, then determine that it's a good deal or not a good deal. There's nothing to value. You do homework on the company and you see what kind of deals they have for the future. This is like ARK Invest type of thinking. You risk $500 or $1,000, whatever is appropriate to you. Those are long shots. Okay. For long shots, I don't let them be a good size of my account. I have a little piece for long shots in my account, but not if half my account is companies like this, I'm going to be either super rich or penniless at the end of it. My account will blow up or blow out. Tesla, I just told you, Saeed, I bought the dip in Tesla by selling puts on the worst day of the year. I'm profitable in that trade. I wouldn't own it as a stock without selling covered calls. So if you own it, I can help you make your position bulletproof. RGTI, I believe that's a bank. That's one of the top. No, it isn't. Okay, never mind. What is that? SPGI. Um, yeah, same deal. So it looks like you guys are into quantum computing. If you're owning both of these, then you're hitting a blanket statement on quantum computing. I'm telling you, quantum computing is going to be like 3D printing, most likely. Great for companies that use supercomputers. We will never see one for another decade or so in our house as far as supercomputers. And I'm a computer guy. So, yeah, it's not for me. There's no income, there's nothing but spending. So, looking at a chart doesn't help. Looking at the P&L doesn't help. You need to study the future of the company. Who's involved? What relationships do they have? What have they done in the past? It takes a deep dive into it. I'm not qualified to do it. The chart will help you trade it here and there, but not for me. I don't have an advantage. Where I don't risk money where I don't have an advantage. You give me a Tesla, I have a huge advantage. Most people don't know what the hell they're doing with charts. I do. Look at these forecasts that I did for Tesla. All came to fruition at a penny like. And then on the worst day, let's pounce. And our risk is down here. So I have an advantage. I don't have an advantage with headline stocks like that. Berkshire, I'm short and making money here. I've been short for a year on Berkshire, making money. I haven't lost money on Berkshire. I'm short into this last bounce. Great company, the best portfolio ever. The guy knows what he's doing, and the guy says, when everybody loves something, be fearful. Everybody loves Berkshire. Be fearful. Great company. Buy the dip in Berkshire. Up here is not for me. Trading comments. Okay. Carvana, I would stay away. Iffy fundamentals. Car business, they tell me there's a disaster coming, a Carmageddon. Look into it. Maybe it's true, maybe it isn't. So I would avoid Carvana. I was in the business. Of used car sales. I did business with dealers behind the scene. I built them a marketplace for them to offload their used cars inventory, their front line. If you're in the car business, you know what I'm saying here. The front line, I had a model that had them move their front line around. Alphabet, I went long and making money on the dip. Kevin, Intel. Intel had a spike today or yesterday. Intel is a good long-term bet for a recovery. I love it around 20. It's not an investment. It's a long-term bet. At this point, whether it survives or not, everybody celebrates it selling off pieces of itself. What a shameful story. But it may make a comeback. It's worth 20 bucks, 24 bucks. Why not? If I wanted to risk $2,000 on Intel, I'll buy 1,000 and sleep on it. If the markets crash or correct and it falls to 14 or 15 or 12, I will double that and then sleep on it for 5 years or 10 years. I'll probably make money on it. Palantir, we already discussed. AMTX. You see what we're doing? This can go on every day. I promise you, huge surprise. Join. You're not going to believe it. I don't know this one. Falling sales. Look into what's that drop in sales. That's a severe drop in sales. And in a stock market that cannot stop rallying, this one cannot stop falling. Avoid. Wall Street's telling you they hate it. Don't add to your risk if you're in it. Aurora, innovation. What does that do, Aurora? I know I've heard it. Oh, autonomous. I like the concept. I don't think it's going to be legal in the US for a long time. So make sure you know that. Spending, no income. This is a bet on the future. Charles, you know it. High five. Do I trade the entire trading day? Yes, all day. All day. Larissa, join. You'll see. I am confident you will not regret it. CELH, I just got a case of it as a gift from somebody. Somebody sent me a case of CELH. That's not my choice. This is way better. Brookfield, unknown to me. Brookfield 56 is resistance. 56, 58 is going to be hard to take out. Careful. Depleting sales. You should look into the fundamentals. See? peaked in 23. You should make sure that that reverses soon. So be careful. All right, closing remarks. First things first, most important, most important. We'll talk the rest tomorrow. Session. Kevin, join. There's no time. I'm out of time. I'm being called. So um, listen, don't be a sheep. Trade with knowledge. Don't follow the herd. If you're listening to CNBC to get trade ideas, you're going to lose money. They put you where they want you so that their clients can make money off of you. I promise. That's how it works out. Whether they do it on, I'll see you in the morning, Kevin. Whether they do it on purpose or not, that's how it works out. Those who pay the bills on CNBC are the people, the experts that come online and tell you what to do. Oh, you should be buying the IWM. Why? Because they have the offload IWM. You should be putting your money in staples like Pepsi. Why? Because they want to exit the Pepsi trade. They put you into it. You're buying their profits. They're talking their books. I like this, Amira. Um, Join the inner circle. If you have choices to choose, it's probably the most expensive one. Not for that reason. I promise you, it's the cheapest one. Dollar for dollar. You will find out when you join. Giant surprise. You will go, what? I didn't know that was going on. Yes, the most expensive one is the inner circle. I promise you, it is the cheapest one. Join it. Shh, I can't say anything.
All right.
You
Thanks
can
a lot,
you can
Nick.
quit. You can quit.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks a lot, Nick. I appreciate you being here with us. And again, for the people that joined, remember, Nick is going to be there in the chat. You just click here on the left side, and you'll be there in the inner circle with all the other members. So, Nick, we'll see you in the meeting there in the chat room tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. Guys, Nick Shaheen, head of the options school there. I did make sure, please make sure you notate what's going on. If you join the group with Chris, I'm sorry, with Nick, you get 2 for 1 like you buy 1 year, you get another one for free. So for 1782, it's 2 years. We will update it on the back. We will fix it for you, even though the checkout says 1 year. This is a wacky deal um, that we whipped up for you. I had to get the approval to do it. They said, yeah, you can do it till midnight. So, if you're new here, you can get it. If you already have it, you can get a discount on your renewal, right? So, all right. So we know how Nick works, right? You have the chat room. This is it. You'll have the Nick's important messages where all the trade alerts are posted, the inner circle chat where you can pretty much talk with all the other members throughout the day, share charts, discuss trade ideas, and so forth. There's also a meeting that we have on Mondays for the members only. So the trades are going to be typically 3 week holding periods, mostly spreads, and again, entries and exits. Okay. So now that we have that out of the way, right? The educational videos, in the left side, notice everything is on the blue panel on the left side. You zoom in there, you see video library. Once you head there, you click getting started, and you're going to see all of the individual videos. What is a spread, iron condor, intraday trading? What does it mean to buy or sell a call or a put? Risk management, when and how to book profits, and also when to book or set a stop loss. Very important. Go through these. And by the way, it's very important. There is a private meeting I have on Friday at 2 p.m. with former options hedge fund broker Chris Capri. He has the trading waves and the option school here, and I'm also going to be there with Matt Maley, 41 years in Wall Street, chief market strategist at Miller Tabak. He's on Bloomberg TV and Election Day all the time. He was on CNBC, Yahoo Finance, Charles Schwab. Guy's been doing it for 4 decades. But I will go through that here in a bit. I'm just wrapping up the stuff here with Nick so that I can show you the main options trading programs. And then I'm also going to show you some of our stock trading programs. The whole goal, the whole point of this meeting is to show you really that there are many different ways on how you can make money with Benzinga. It doesn't matter if you only buy calls and puts or do spreads, iron condors, and during these times, it's important. Everybody, like for example, in the chat rooms, we're having the highest number of attendees for members going into the chat room. People want support right now. They want to be in a group of people that are doing the same thing, making sure they're making the best decisions, right, for their trading, investing, and so forth. So, with Nick, remember, we just went over that stuff. The second thing I want to show you here is Matt Maley. Matt Maley's only buying calls and puts. This is a separate program. I'm going to show you different programs. There is a package called the Universe, which includes the it includes Nick, Matt, Chris, Benzinga Pro, the PNP Masterclass, and the Options Masterclass. And don't worry, I'm going to go over all this stuff. It's meant to help you. We've been doing this for 4 years. Trust me, you're in good hands. All right. So Matt Maley, again, trade sent to your phone, entries and exits. You don't need a massive account. You don't need to quit your job. This is from today. Okay. 100% profit on SQQQ. Again, entries and exits, only buying calls and puts. And that's a vanilla trade compared to what he's typically doing. Last month, he got a 2000% winner on RGTI puts. It's all here, it's all notated. You can see every entry, every exit. Let me go back here. All right, you see this trade? We'll just move this a bit here, guys. These are the actual alerts, right, that you would be getting. So this is today's Wednesday. So let me show you last week what we did. Last week, March 14th, SQQQ, we sold these calls for a profit of 325%. Another batch that we sold was for 200%. You can see the day before as well. We sold some 225, 90%, 100. This is not like a lucky hit. Look right here, 340%, 450%. This is the week before last one. So, and as far as the 2000% trade, I can definitely find it for you, right? I want you to see. There is a way to set up these alerts. I'm going to go over that at the end. I can also send you an email, a video. I just want to go over a few things here. All right, there you go. Hold up. Okay, there you go. RGTI. So this was on January 10th puts, strike price, selling everything. So this is the last part of the position that we sold for a gain of 2000%. I don't know how else it could be easier, guys, because the analysts, they're doing all the work. You're getting the entries, you're getting the exits. There's no way to screw it up. These are their trades. You're building up your account while you're learning from their strategies, from the other members, from the resources that we have here. We build traders. That's what we do. 4 years, probably the longest standing program out there. And we're still hot. We're still doing it. So we're time tested. That's the most important thing when it comes to these programs, right? It's a real company, a legit company. Like benzinga.com, if you go to our website, we have 30 million readers a month on our website. So we are a resource for everybody out there in the stock market. And then, we compete with Yahoo, CNBC, Bloomberg for the news side of things. We also have Benzinga Pro, fully proprietary platform software here. It's included in the universe. In here, you can customize charts, scanners, news feeds, a bunch more things. Remember, we are a financial news company. That's like, it was founded by Jason Raznick. That's how it all began as a financial news company. Then came along Benzinga Pro, used by retail traders and institutions. I've signed up everything along those lines, a retail trader or a Wall Street broker or analyst to this software because it is a great resource and you should use it. I've been trading for 6 years. I've been using this all that time, pretty much. I don't trade without it. Whatever stock I'm looking at, whatever strategy it is, real-time charts, and you can customize them. You get the point. This is included only in the lifetime package with any of the analysts or on the universe. And then, but now when it comes to these programs that we have here, right, under all this stuff, which you would call Benzinga research, there really isn't an equivalent or anything that you can like compare it like apples to apples. We have 3 different analysts for options, each one with their own separate strategy, different background. You have access to all the analysts Monday to Friday, the entire day. You have helpful resources that will actually help you. You have access to them for coaching. You can learn from the other members. More importantly, you can get a good deal with me, right? So, all right, we talked about Matt Maley. These are the trades you get. You see that I'm not BSing anybody. I'm not here to lie to anyone. I'm very straightforward. I'm very transparent about this. Most companies, and no company that I know really, will open their book the way that we do here. showing you all the trades. These are the exact trades that you would be seeing on your end. Entries and exits. You get these on your phone. Really, it's just a tap away on your phone. If you are not willing to do a couple taps on your phone for these kinds of gains, what will? What will motivate you? What more do we have to do? So the other thing is that besides having access to the analyst and the resources, you also have access to the entire community out there. There's tons of smart traders that we have in our programs. Consider consider this: when you're trading, you are trading, versus or against someone else that's selling that to you, right? Or buying it from you if you're selling it. Um, Trading alone, you're trading against floors of hundreds of brokers, traders that are talking to each other from different firms, talking to hundreds of analysts that, may have access to much more data than you and I do, talking to market makers, putting in orders, $5, $10 million orders. That's who you're competing against. So you need to have an edge. The odds are not in your favor just to begin with. So being with a group of like-minded individuals that are literally doing that thing, right? Working together, trading together, building trades together, helping each other out, that gives you an edge. That's how you cover your bases, more importantly. And also learning. If you're very new to it, don't worry, things will click. I can empathize with you as a retail trader. I'm not a journalist here. I don't have a teleprompter or any of these things. I can talk to you from experience and from the tens of thousands of traders that I've helped in the past 4 years. And we've designed these programs to actually fill the gap, That's why we have such a high renewal rate. That's why most people will go to the lifetime. By the way, this is the last month to get a lifetime package. So get your things in order, call me, and sign up. If you already have the lifetime package, you will be grandfathered in. So with Matt Maley, we have a meeting on Tuesday at 12. I'm sorry, from 11 a.m. Eastern to 12:30 p.m. If whenever you want to go to that meeting, you click on live. If you miss it and you want to watch the recording, just click on the recorded session. Uh, Guys, if anybody remember, I'll post my email. If you have questions about your current subscription or something like that, send me an email. If you want to add anything, call me. But okay, these are the trades you would be getting. Now, if you go to the inner circle chat, you can see everybody's there, very active. We have tons of people here that are actively trading different things. There was a big trade with MSTR, like several 100%. And again, that was a trade that the members built together. And it's great to see that. So you will have 300 automatic friends that are on the same boat like you, trying to make money in the stock markets. It's good to have that as a support, not just to learn, but to keep building those skills. And we're going to go over a few of those skill sets that I know you will need. Okay. And I'll tell you where to find them. So, recorded sessions, if you miss it live, to go to the live call. That's Matt Maley. Now, let me take you here to the trading waves from Chris Capri. Chris Capri, former options Wall Street broker, hedge fund broker. Okay. Like, he also has an option school, and it's crazy. It teaches you everything, zero to hero to superhero, everything, dealer hedging, market gamma, notional gamma, strategies. And again, we're talking about institutional training. This is not your YouTube 101 course. Okay. So trading waves is where Chris Capri focuses all the trade alerts. If you go to chat room here, and by the way, Chris Capri, he's only had 6 losing trade alerts since September of last year. So each one of these alerts that you see, 27%, 45 there, 64% here. This was a 50% loss, 101% return, 62% return. So out of all of these alerts since September of last year, there's only been 6 of these, that have a negative return on the trade. So 6 trade alerts that haven't worked out since last September. So he definitely has a model, okay, which by the way, we do have it here. It's the PMP Masterclass, one step at a time, guys. All right. Um, there are people here that want to join. For example, if you just want to join Matt Maley, okay, if you just want to join Matt Maley, I'll post the link. If you just want to join Trading Waves from Chris Capri, I'm posting all the separate links. If you want to get the universe, which includes all of them in pro, there's no checkout. Just call me. I'll help you out. Um, okay, so you have the link for Matt Maley. You have the link for Chris Capri. You're missing the one for Matt. Okay. All right. So you can see the different links. Make sure you read in the Zoom chat what you're clicking. One of them is for Matt Maley. The other one is for Nick Shaheen. The other one's for Chris Capri. All right. Now, with Chris Capri, he's doing about 70% of his trades are bull call spreads. I mean, you can see it right here, bull call spread, bull call spread, bull call spread, bull call spread, bull call spread. All right, 70% of his trades are that bull call spreads. But he also will do other things like broken wing butterflies and other types of spreads. In some cases, I've also seen him do single calls and single puts as well, just buying them, right? Um, so you also have a dedicated chat room here to ask questions to Chris Capri. Imagine the benefit of having a former options hedge fund broker that could having his access there where you can filter your trades through him. And it's a great example here, Aoli, um, who posted, questions about, should I get here into Microsoft? Chris responded. He's like, maybe I would wait for a little bit. Next thing you know, Microsoft collapses. And uh, again, this person, Chris Capri, saved this person potentially several $1,000s on a trade that he should have not put in to begin with. So he was smart. Aoli was a smart member. Aoli was using the services that he paid for as a member. And that's not, again, it's not just about helping you make money. It's about helping you not make silly trades that, again, somebody like Chris wouldn't do or Matt or Nick wouldn't do. It's a moment of learning, right? And if you're new to it, understand that it's a curve. There is a learning curve, but one thing's for sure, with these programs, you will have a big bump explosion on that learning curve because you'll be around actual traders, people that are doing this full time, also people that are learning. More importantly, a mentor that is there, dedicated to help you. Like I told you, most places they really just want to give you a trade alert because the coaching, the hand holding, it takes too much time, resources, and you don't have access to an actual analyst 9 to 5 Monday to Friday. So we did things a little bit different here, because the goal is not just to help you make money with trade alerts, but to show you the skill sets that you'll need to make your own trades. Again, we didn't have to do any of this, but we did do it. We went the extra mile to help you, right? So you're welcome, everybody. Thank the analysts who are there all day helping you out. It's a big commitment. It is a very big time commitment for somebody to give you their 9 to 5. That is not the standard. It's not the industry norm. So take advantage of the programs that you have here. I wish I had something like this when I started. It will definitely save you a lot of money, stress, and your learning curve is just going to flip higher. In some cases, your learning curve can actually be going down because you're learning, misinformation, crazy stuff you see on YouTube or read on Twitter, and so forth, right? So here you have a dedicated group that is focused on making money in the stock market. So you have Trading Waves. There is a meeting on Monday at 9:45 a.m. Eastern with Chris Capri. You're more than welcome to attend. Again, if you're a member of Trading Waves, it's a member meeting. Um, and same thing, live class there. And then, yeah, live class if you want to go to the live class, and then video library to watch the recording, which is right here, past live recordings. Okay. Now, the option school. Let me show you a little bit of this. It's from Chris Capri, the guy we're just talking about right now. So these are some of the lessons. You have a bunch of standalone lessons there. All right. You also have pre-recorded lessons, 18 courses here. So everything from simple to advanced. And again, I know the name is Option School, but you've never been taught by a former Wall Street hedge fund broker like this. It's not your basic stuff. It does have that, but it has a lot more to it. All right. And you have all these other standalone videos that you're seeing me scroll through there. By the way, you also get trades in the options school. Chris trade ideas, as you can see right here, this is a nice trade. This was for the option school members only. Closed remaining SPY bear put spread, 56% return. So, I mean, the option school, most people don't know this. I mean, but the option school does have trade alerts. So the option school, all these programs, guys, like I started it with the analyst 4 years ago. And the main goal, because as a trader, just like you, when I was starting to trade, I would see a lot of these pump and dump Discord chat rooms, and they really didn't seem effective. It seemed more like a money grab, kind of like what Charles Payne is doing, $900 for 3 days. Okay. And he's a journalist. Please, reading from a teleprompter. So, yes, there are people out there that are taking advantage of people that are trying to learn. And that's a big motivator for us because we go harder. We are a fully dedicated suite of trading services, programs, everything if it helps you trading, we have it, right? So um, you can do all the research you want. Trust me, you're going to call me back next week. There is nothing out there like what we have here. So that's why we're still here for 4 years, one of the longest standing programs out there. So take advantage of this stuff. I do mean it. These guys are making money. These programs are profitable, plus the education, plus the community. It really cannot get easier than that. It just cannot. So, all right, option school. Remember, you have trades there. You have questions for Chris. Student trade ideas. We do have a room here where, again, if the members have questions, want to set up trades, again, you have tons of resources here to learn. David says, thanks, Rodrigo. Cheers. Best wishes. I encourage as a lifetime universe member to give that serious consideration. Best platform, trader education. David, thank you. The analysts are great. Everybody is putting 100% of their commitment here. Uh, I'm truly speaking for everybody here. The analysts, everybody that makes it happen. Like it's not, I have no life. This is my life. I can honestly tell you that. I'm married to Benzinga pretty much at this point. Um, so all right, we went through the option school. Now I want to show you the PNP master class. This is where Chris Capri teaches the trading model. 16 courses. Okay, remember, Chris Capri was the top broker at the fund. More importantly, he used to train the new brokers there. Like, this is high quality education. It's the Harvard of education, right? This is really where you want to learn. So you have 16 courses of his entire trading model. Again, institutional training, learning from the pros, not from marketers, not from journalists, learning from real professionals, right? Matt Maley, 41 years in Wall Street, he will teach you how to analyze the macro like a professional Wall Street analyst, okay? He will teach you how to think like big money, smart money, as they call it, right? Why? Let me explain to you something, okay? Matt Maley, Miller Tabak is a highly renowned analyst firm, one of the top ones out there in Wall Street. He's the head, chief market strategist there. It means he provides research. Okay, he provides the research, the direction, so that multi-billion-dollar institutions they purchase that research for millions of dollars from Miller Tabak. Then those institutions will then move money, allocate funds within their massive portfolios. Everybody knows Matt Maley. He's in the conversation. In my opinion, that he's in the conversation of maybe the top five Wall Street analysts out there. You got Mike Wilson. I don't know if he's at Morgan Stanley. You have Matt Maley. Matt Maley used to be one of the trading directors for Merrill Lynch in the Boston office. I've known these analysts and have been working with them for 4 years on these programs, building them, designing them to make sure that they are effective, that they actually do what they're supposed to do. So, from a mathematical perspective, are the programs profitable? Yes, they are. Okay, so that's out of the way. Can you learn new skills? Yes. Do you have resources to keep building and developing those skill sets? Absolutely. Do you have a community that you can rely on for support to build trades together and learn together, work together as a team? Yes. You will have automatic friends right here. I've signed up 99% of the people in these chat rooms, people from every country you can think of, every background you can think of, everything from a student to a UPS driver to a CEO, lawyer, doctor, former retired officers, people, everybody. Everybody's trying to make money in the stock market. And this is where we all come together. This is, could be your retail trading home. You know, I know as a trader, you want a place that you can count on, that you can be on, not just there all day, but also, be able to communicate, engage with the analysts and the members whenever things get crazy. When the market goes down 5%, you want to be in these groups. Even if you're a long-term investor, the not knowing options, you need to have a certain edge, because if you're just looking at your portfolio go down every day, instead of learning or knowing how to hedge that or do different strategies, whether it's selling or buying options to protect that long-term portfolio, there's like, we do everything. We literally do everything for you. So we went over what's included in the universe. I want to go over three things that are not included in the universe. And this is for people that are trading, I'm sorry, that are doing stocks. Okay. Um, so we have the trade alerts with Tim Melvin. Okay, this is 2 to 4 picks a month. Highly profitable, highly recommend. I think it's important that you have a long-term bucket, regardless of what it is. Uh, but get a solid long-term bucket that you can have separate from your trading portfolio. It's not an unknown strategy that there are people that have long stocks that they like long term, and they also trade. So what some people do is that from the trades of the chat room, maybe they take half of the profits or some of those profits and just throw it in on the long bucket stocks that they already like. You can spend the money on whatever you want. It's up to you. But there's so many different strategies, and that's why you can learn so much from all these other people. Like, if your goal is to become a full-time trader, it doesn't have to be, but if it is to become a full-time trader, what better place to learn than with other full-time traders, part-time traders, and mentors that, I mean, they're way past the full-time trader point. Like, Matt Maley is chief market strategist at Miller Tabak. Like, they're way past that point. So having access to over 100 years of experience with these analysts, that is having an edge. You need to have an edge. Trust me, have you on your Robinhood app trading from your couch is not having an edge. Okay, that is not having an edge. But let me finish here with this. So Tim Melvin, this is 497 for the year, 2 to 4 picks a month. ERX gaps, this is for trading around earnings. Banking on profit, it's about 1 to 3 picks a month. These are financial stocks from Tim Melvin. So I do have the link for the trade alert. For the trade alert from Tim Melvin, it's 497 for the year, and I will post that in the Zoom chat. But remember, don't forget, go to the meeting on Friday. I got at 2 p.m. with Matt and Chris. Matt Maley, the guys I'm talking to you about, Matt and Chris Capri, they will be there in that meeting. So they are included in the universe, those two. Again, the only three things that are not in the universe package, which I still recommend that you get. You just have to pay for them separately. It's trade alerts, banking on profits, and the ERX stuff. I know a thing or two about educational programs and trade alert programs, and I would not recommend something that I don't fully stand behind. Um, still coming out here 4 years later. So the goal here is to help you make money in the stock market. It could not be more simple, right? So we also have this. So this master class, I did it 2 years ago with Chris Capri. We did it with a small group of 10 traders, retail traders. They were members of the option school. We didn't open it to the public. We only opened it to the option school members. It was like 10K per person, but you can get this included in the universe. So here you have 32 hours of prime coaching recording meetings. Here, Chris Capri with a small study group. This is the closest that you will get to witnessing real one-on-one type coaching from an actual Wall Street professional, not a YouTuber or a marketer or a journalist. So as a retail trader, you will feel like you are right in that class with everybody else. The level and the amount of actionable feedback that you'll get there immediately to start applying to your trades will be right away. And why do I say this? Because after talking to tens of thousands of traders, I know where the weaknesses are, and I'm a trader as well. But imagine How come every trader from a different country that doesn't know each other have the same problems with trading? It's because you have to change the way you think when you're trading. The goal here is to not just show you what to trade with our alerts, but is to show you how to think when you are trading. And that is, I mean, it'll take a minute or two, but at least you know where you need to head. And with these programs, you will have the structure that you need, because you will need a structure as a trader. Most people don't have a structure. But if you have a structure that works, that's been implemented, time tested, again, the odds are not in your favor. So you have this masterclass, 32 hours of private coaching meetings, and then you have these bonus lessons that you don't have anywhere else. They're not on the option school, they're not on Trading Waves. And these are bigger mindset type, like for example, Wall Street brokers, there is a routine and there are certain things that they do not miss every morning before they trade. So we're sort of helping you with that as well. These videos are in that alley. I'll give you an example of these lessons that are in the masterclass. You get them in the universe. Optimizing the trading mindset. It's very important you have that ready. Building your own trading plan. Risk management techniques, beginner to advanced. This is where most people have issues. How to scalp, beginner to intermediate. How to swing trade, beginner to intermediate. How to improve your trades, optimizing the target price. How to execute your trades profit properly. You got to watch this one. And how to prepare for your trading day. These are things that you're not going to find on TikTok or YouTube. These are actual lessons from real traders, Wall Street traders. This is Chris Capri, that they implement. And again, they were teaching the new brokers at the fund how to do this. So imagine you have a ton of education with the private coaching lessons. And on top of that, with the option school, by the way, you have meetings with Chris Capri Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You want a private coaching meeting with the members? You can get it. Join the option school. With the trading waves, you only have the Monday meeting. So if you're looking for options trading, you've come to the right place. If anybody's talking about options trading programs, you know, Benzinga has to be there. Um, that's what we do. Benzinga's been around for like 15 years. It's been a while. These programs have been around for like 4 years. I remember I started them here day one. From day one, I took an oath of allegiance to help the retail trading community as many traders as possible, right? That's been the goal. But you got to remember there's no like graduation or anything like that. You have to retake the test on every trade. You have to keep refining the skills. The market is changing every day. There's nothing written in stone in the stock market. And being able to apply risk management, that's one of the hardest things for retail traders. It's one of the things we focus on as well. So if you are new to trading and you think this is the norm, it's not the norm, I'm letting you know. You might take this stuff for granted, but the landscape was very different 5 years ago, and it still is for people that haven't heard about these programs. There's still people out there getting scammed by Charles Payne or getting into a pump and dump chat room, uh, buying penny stocks. And, I feel for those people, but all I can do is come out here and spread the word of the stock market, the word of our programs. I know they work, I've seen it, and I take the trades. I mean, you'd be a fool not to. You'd be a fool not to join, period. You know that. But what I wanted to give you guys today was a little bit of a sample of the professional type strategies, techniques that we use here that you will need to succeed on any market. The market could keep falling down another 10, 20%. Who knows? I guarantee you that we're still going to be making money in that stock market. So there's no need to just be a victim of the markets coming down. Instead, you could be proactive and do something about it. A lot of people that are maybe down two, five, 10, $20,000. You would have joined this group before this. You would have been making money on the way down, offset your losses, and you'd be set up with a group that will help you prepare for the recovery when we start bouncing. So I mean, you can't go wrong with anything that you get here. You can't go wrong. But my personal recommendation, obviously, the universe. If you're doing options, join the universe. It is the best program in the planet, and you also get Benzinga Pro included. If you just want to do Matt Maley or Nick Shaheen or Chris Capri lifetime individually, you still get the Benzinga Pro included there. I'm getting this question a lot, but yes, we do have a maintenance fee for the lifetime packages, but I'm in a pretty good mood today. So we're gonna go ahead and waive that for life so that you never pay a maintenance fee on the lifetime packages. It is a true lifetime. Okay, a true lifetime package, meaning you only pay one time, it's not renewing. Okay, that's what it means. But guys, look, there's a ton of volatility. We have earnings that will be the next big catalyst. We're waiting for the April 2nd um, tariffs and an update from the administration. We're also looking at inflation numbers. We're looking at employment numbers. We're reading what the Fed is talking about and discussing, especially on Matt's room, because Matt is trading the macro, right? Most of the trades for Matt Maley, they will be all of them, only buying calls and puts, but they're typically on the SQQQ and the TQQQ, which follow the QQQ. So we're basically trading the macro with Matt. And you don't need a massive account to do any of these trades. So if you're retired, you should join because you gotta keep busy. You gotta stay busy. We all know that, right? So if you're retired, even if you have a full-time job, or if you're just trying to learn, a lot of people like to join before they kind of get thinking or started about retirement because they don't want to you don't want to get in cold feet. Have cold feet, cold water when you are starting out something. It's better, like if you're going to retire in 2 years, get in now so that by the time you retire, you already have a much better hand, an idea of what this is and how to work around it instead of jumping into it like that. Like, okay, today's the day I retire. Let me call Rodrigo and sign up. Don't wait for that. Call me now. Um, this way, you're much better set. If you have a full time job, keep it. Nobody said you had to quit your job. Uh, I mean, now, if you want to become a full time trader, this is the best place to get you in that zone, in that area. So if you just want to learn, we have people that do their own trades and they just want to learn from the analysts and filter their trades through them. You can do that. If you're an advanced trader, trade with other advanced traders. You need to keep building, developing skill sets. If you think you already graduated and you have nothing to learn, that's when the market will humble you the hardest. Even people like Matt Maley with 41 years of experience, they're still learning new things every day. So if you're not learning, maybe you need to learn how to learn, right? And that's one of the things that Chris Capri will help you, with that specifically. How to think when you're trading. It's not just about, telling you what to trade. It's to show you how to think while you're trading. The psychology part of it is very important. And if you're emotionally trading, if you're trading with emotions, that typically means that there's no plan, there's no strategy. So I don't know what else to say. I mean, join the programs. They're great. They're profitable. You have a 7-day money back guarantee if you don't like it. If you think none of this is legit or anything, no strings attached. There is no fine print like other places that you have to pass a quiz with 80%. As you can see, it's getting dark here. I've been here for a while. But this seminar is great, but I really do encourage you to go to the one on Friday as well, where I'm going to be with Chris Capri and Matt Maley. Um, and it's free to attend. It's a member meeting, but I can squeeze you guys in. So if you just want to join the program with Nick, the link is in the chat. If you want to join the one with Matt, that one's in the chat. The one with Chris, it's in the chat. If you want to get all of them or two, more than one or two of them, call me. Yes, you will get a better deal. Just call me. Silver, we are looking at gold. Gold is making new all-time highs on GL. I've been looking at international markets and abroad. Been looking at the Chinese markets, but today was a very important day because the Fed said that they were going to ease on the QT, not on the QE. And with Matt, we've discussed many times that sometimes the bottom or near the bottom or the top or whatever it is, it 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 depends a lot on the Fed policy, risk on, risk off. I wish Matt would be here, but go to the meeting on Friday. I will be talking with Matt Maley about this and a lot more. So yes, we're gonna go over his program, how it works, but we also have a bunch of topics that, like, I have a whole list of questions for Matt and Chris. But yes, we're also looking at inflation numbers, a lot of different things, commodities. We've made a ton of money with gold with Matt Maley, with options, with options. So we've made money even with the Chinese markets. That was actually our highest trade ever with Matt. It was 7,900%. So Matt Maley, look, if you so this is what I would recommend. If you're trading options, join the universe. You get Matt, Nick, Chris, the Options School, PNP Masterclass, Options Masterclass, and Benzinga Pro. Okay. If you just want to join one of the analysts, you get for the lifetime package, you get the analyst and pro. If you want to just join the year, I can give you 2 years for the price of one for Nick. Um, and if you also trade stocks, get the universe and add the other programs there from Tim Melvin, right? The trade alerts and the banking on profits, which again, these are for stocks. Okay. Those two subscriptions are for stocks and they're not for trading. They are for holding long term. So, um, all right, guys, do we have any last questions? Any last concerns about the programs, which one you like, which one you don't like. Um, I know I'm getting a ton of calls here, so I promise I will call everybody back. Um, tips. Um, so yeah, Angel. I mean, that's the only thing right now, fundamentally in the market right here. I'm not saying it's the bottom, but the Fed changed Fed policy. So just remember that. Remember it was today on the 19th. Um, So, I mean, valuation have come down a lot. There's the put to call ratio. Typically, when it gets 1 to 1, when everybody's bearish and their mother, um, seems to be more seems to point that we are more closer to like a bottom, um, than we would be to a top, right? But nobody can predict the markets. Nobody can predict. I'm bullish on the market in general, like just because markets do tend to go up. Um, And I mean, just look at the multiples of Nvidia for future sales. Um, everything that the investors talk about when they're like, "Oh yeah, it's cheap" or this or that. I mean, it's never been cheaper with Nvidia because their earnings have outgrown. The PE, future PE, um, that's price to earnings, but the earnings have grown so much that technically, mathematically, it is cheaper from an investment standpoint. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not a financial advisor. I'm Hot Rod. Okay. Financial advisor Hot Rod. Okay. No, I'm kidding. But we're going to stay ahead of all of these different things that are happening in the markets. I recommend that you join today because we do have trades that are going to be put in this week with Matt Maley, Chris Capri, and Nick. I don't want you to keep missing out on these wins. There's no reason why you're not part of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 percenters that we're making. What's the excuse? You're getting a deal. You have a good community there. Alerts are sent to your phone. You don't need a massive account. You don't need to quit your job. If you don't know what it is, we have an option school, a literal option school to teach you this with live classes. You have access to the analyst Monday to Friday. You have access to educational resources that you need, to all the skill sets that you need. I mean, what else do we need to do here? We've pretty much checked every box, right? So we're going to leave this here, people. Just do me a big favor, register for the meeting on Friday. I'm going to post that link one more time here in the Zoom chat, people. Just trust me, do yourself a favor, go to that meeting Friday, 2 p.m. Um, and if you have questions about the programs, that's what I'm here for. I have an actual job here. My job is not just to come here and talk about this stuff. So don't feel bad for calling me. That's what I do here. It's my job, right? So you can call me anytime, obviously, preferably not at 4 in the morning or any time like that. But I will be working late here today. I have to be here legally until midnight because we are offering this deal until midnight. So reach out if you have questions. I think the case, I've made my case here. This is what we're here to do. We're fully committed to helping you, regardless of where you are in that range of starting to trade. We have the platform, we have the analysts, we have the resources, we have the platform, the app, the proprietary software. We got it all. We're in a unique position to help you that no other company can. So take advantage of it. That's all I can say. So, guys, we're gonna leave it here. Thank you very much for attending. I do appreciate your participation, your attendance here. Also, I don't know what's the last time we're gonna see each other, so try to go to that meeting on Friday. We will talk about pretty much everything that happens from now till Friday and how we've been making money with the programs. If you want to be part of those trades when I talk about them, you can join today. Um, and any questions, look at the Zoom chat. You have my number, you have my email. You can call me and we can kind of see what programs work for you depending on where you are. And I can build a custom roadmap to kind of highlight the where you need to go depending on where you are. Because starting all these programs 4 years ago gives me a unique insight into pointing you in the right direction for what you're looking for. If you have trouble with charting, with technical analysis, with price action, I know the right program for that. If you're looking to learn advanced option strategies, I know where to go for that. Beginner strategies, basic concepts as well, different strategies for different types of options, learning the macro, everything, whatever it is, trust me, I got something for you. All right. So we'll wrap it here. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll see you on Friday in the meeting. If you have questions, reach out and make sure that you're not trading alone. Stay safe out there, people. Okay. And we'll see you guys on Friday.